This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Saint and murder suspect turns himself in. A man who was being sought in connection with a murder in Cave Valley, St. Anne on Friday evening has turned himself in to the police. The man surrendered sometime after 1 p.m. on Sunday. Nicodine Morris, a 26-year-old farmer of Cave Valley, was stabbed to death during a dispute. It was reported that about 7:30 p.m., Mr. Morrison went to the home of his girlfriend in Norwood, Cave Valley, where he saw another man who is said to be the father of the woman's child. This led to a dispute during which Mr. Morrison was stabbed. He was later pronounced dead at hospital. Ramp monkeypox public education campaign to prevent stigma, says Bailey. Public health expert Dr. Alverson Bailey says the Ministry of Health needs to wrap up its public education campaign to prevent stigma and discrimination surrounding the transmission of monkeypox. Dr. Bailey acknowledged that Jamaica's homophobic culture could put the safety of men who have sex with men in danger, given studies showing the monkeypox outbreak is primarily being driven by that population. Because the virus is transmitted through close contact with the lesions or pustules of an infected person, Dr. Bailey warned that it can be spread through kissing, through hugging, through sexual intercourse, and by close verbal interaction. He said Jamaicans must also be aware that the virus can be transmitted through contaminated objects.
It is actually transmitted through close contact with the lesions, which are the little pustules of an infected person. And this can occur through touching, through kissing, through hugging, through sexual intercourse, and by very close verbal interaction. So even if initially the largest cohort of infected cases was seen in men having sex with men, these men do interact with other members of the society. They do go to places. And it's important to remember that the virus can be contacted through contaminated materials such as bedding, which is why, especially in the hotel industry, the workers must be advised to be extra careful when they remove bedding, and waste disposal also is a potential source of infection.
Zero tolerance to the smuggling of contraband into prisons, says Maine. The government will be taking a zero-tolerance approach to the smuggling of contraband into prison facilities, said Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security, Xavier Maine. Maine, who was delivering the main address at the passing out parade for the 82nd intake of correctional officers at the Carl Rattray Staff College in Runaway Bay, St. Anne, on July 22, said it is against this background that the law has been amended, where correctional officers can face prison time if found in breach. There will be a zero-tolerance approach and harsh punishment for those who have been convicted of aiding and abetting in the smuggling of contraband into correctional facilities, the state minister explained. Maine also informed the newly inducted officers of the importance of their role as members of the security forces and of the Department of Correctional Services mandate to improving national security and safeguarding public order. The DCS contributes to national security by securing, supervising, rehabilitating, and reintegrating offenders as productive law-abiding citizens, the state minister added, while charging graduates to always be your best, act boldly with strategies and procedures while utilizing the knowledge learned. Maine pointed out that the Corrections Act was amended in December 2021 to impose not just heavier fines but to provide for prison time for officers who are found to be in breach of their calling and duties or facilitate the movement of prohibited items within the correctional facilities. He highlighted the 122 Nelson Mandela rules, which outline the minimum standards for good prison management, including ensuring that the rights of all prisoners are respected despite being remanded or convicted. These rules were adopted in December 2015 at the United Nations General Assembly. Meanwhile, Maine said that major steps have been taken to ensure upward mobility in the prison facilities for hardworking officers noting that gone are the days when promotions were done on the whims and the fancies of a superior officer or will be an army charade process. I say to you officers today, and this is important for you to know, that hard work, dedication, and commitment will be matched by the requisite rewards and lead to elevation within the service, he added. The state minister said the government is committed to providing the DCS with the necessary legislative support to achieve a reduction in re-offending through the implementation of policies and strategies that will aid in the rehabilitation and reintegration of wards of the state. The ceremony marked the end of 14 weeks of training for 64 new recruits at the college. Bahamian officials search for survivors after boat sinks. Authorities in the Bahamas combed the shorelines and open waters on Monday in hopes of finding more survivors after a boat carrying up to an estimated 60 Haitian migrants apparently capsized. Divers have found the bodies of 15 women, 1 man and a toddler, while another 20 men and 5 women have been rescued since Sunday, according to Bahamian officials. The United States government is helping with the ongoing search as local authorities deploy drones, planes, and submersibles, said Captain Shondell Pinder, Deputy Commander of the Bahamas Defense Force. It's a combined effort using all available resources to see if there are any potential survivors, as well as to recover any remains, he told the news. 2 Bahamian men are in custody, although it was not immediately clear if they have been charged as officials launch a criminal investigation into a suspected human smuggling operation. The twin-engine speedboat named Bear Ambition apparently capsized about 7 miles from New Providence after leaving the Bahamas around 1 a.m. on Sunday, likely bound for Miami. It became the latest deadly voyage for Haitian migrants as they flee a deepening economic crisis and a spike in gang-related violence in their country, which is struggling to recover from the assassination last year of President Jovenel Moïse. In May, at least 11 people died and 38 others were saved near Puerto Rico, while another boat carrying 40 migrants went down near Florida with only 1 man rescued and another found dead. Health officials engaged in contact tracing of second monkeypox patient. Local health authorities have started tracing the contacts of the second person to test positive for monkeypox in Jamaica. On Sunday, the Ministry of Health and Wellness said the person is a male traveler who recently returned to the island from New York. He is now in isolation in a hospital and is in stable condition. Jamaica's first confirmed case of monkeypox was reported by the Health Ministry on July 6. That male victim had traveled from the United Kingdom and presented to Jamaica's public health system on July 5, having arrived in the island some 5 days earlier. He subsequently walked out of the medical facility where he was being held in isolation in what he had told the news was an effort to reach his 5-year-old daughter who had traveled to the island with him. He was later held and returned to isolation while the health ministry stepped up its tracing of people who might have been in contact with him, including the driver of the motorcar who took him from the hospital. On Saturday, the World Health Organization activated its highest alert level for the growing monkeypox outbreak, declaring the virus a public health emergency of international concern. The rare designation means the WHO now views the outbreak as a significant enough threat to global health that a coordinated international response is needed to prevent the virus from spreading further and potentially escalating into a pandemic. Although the declaration does not impose requirements on national governments, it serves as an urgent call for action. Late last week, the WHO reported 14,000 cases, including 5 deaths. On Sunday, the Health and Wellness Ministry urged Jamaicans to remain vigilant by heightening their adherence to the infection prevention measures for COVID-19, which are effective in limiting spread of monkeypox. They include frequent hand washing and sanitization, mask wearing, and physical distancing. The ministry also reminded that monkeypox may spread when a person comes into close contact with an infected animal or individual. Person-to-person spread may occur through direct contact with monkeypox skin lesions or scabs, contaminated personal items such as clothing, bed linen or towels used by an infected person, and respiratory droplets by way of coughing or sneezing of an individual with a monkeypox rash, the ministry stated. Symptoms of monkeypox are usually mild to moderate and include fever, intense headache, swelling of lymph nodes, back pain, muscle ache, and/or rash on the skin. The ministry reiterated that people who experience these warning signs must immediately isolate and call ahead to their health center or doctor before visiting. Additional information on monkeypox can be found on the ministry's website at www.moh.gov.jm or by contacting parish health departments. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.